That's clear. Okay. What's up, everybody? How y'all doing this evening? I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. I hope you're well. So I just recently graduated college in June of this year with my bachelor's degree in business information management. And if you've seen my previous videos, then you know that I work full time and I'm trying to get out of my parents' house. But aside from that, I learned a lot of lessons along the way when I was in college and afterwards, and I really would love to share them with you all, so stay tuned. College is less drama because you get to determine the people that you will be around, which means you get to determine the drama that you're going to endure. Simple as that. High school, you're kind of stuck in this bubble where you can't really get away from people. Your classes are smaller, so if there's someone you don't like in your homeroom, you just have to deal with it. So many majors or so many people in your classes that you can kind of get lost in the shuffle sometimes, which is good if you don't care for drama. The second thing is something that I quickly learned within my freshman year, actually. A lot of times before getting into college, you're told that you get to choose your professors and you get to choose the classes that you want to take. You'll no longer have to be in classes that you just don't care for, or you feel like they're pointless. That's a lie. That is a lie. You will have to be in classes that you feel like are pointless, with professors that are horrible and boring and will make you fall asleep and don't explain themselves or say something and don't remember that they said it, or don't think they said something and they did say it. You'll have to deal with all of it. You'll have to deal with classes that you don't care for, but you need to graduate. I will never forget taking computer science statistics. While I do love math, it was my favorite subject in high school. Statistics is something completely different. And then you merge it with computer science. I wanted to pull my hair out. It was very, very frustrating, okay? What made matters worse was that the professor, he taught 3 classes and he was the only professor to teach this course that I needed. He taught 3 classes. He was always impacted. So whenever I kind of needed help, it was hard getting to him. Even when you got to him, he wasn't a professor. He was more of a researcher. And that's perfectly fine. But when you're trying to teach someone and you're speaking in this mumbo jumbo, I needed that class to graduate. So the class was difficult. It was really annoying. I don't apply statistics to my job, nor do I feel like I will ever apply it, at least on the basis of computer science statistics. And the professor was shit. He was shit. Number 3 is give it your all. Grades. I was very scared that I was going to get an F or a C or a D, just anything that was going to be below a B on my transcript. And it scared me because college is a different level. You know, college is not like high school in terms of the challenges of courses. People take AP classes, but those AP classes are not going to mean shit when you get to college. I'm telling you, they're not going to mean shit. People pay $80 to take a test, and I mean, that's good to show that you can be competitive if you're trying to go to Harvard and all that stuff, but to be honest, college is all about your hard work. You could be the smartest person in the class. If you don't do the work, you'll probably get C, D, you know, some horrible grade. You really need to work hard. There were classes that I loved, you know, and people were failing them, and just because they weren't trying. They were going off of what was in their brain and thinking that that was going to be enough. It's not enough in college. It's not enough. Give it your all. If you are afraid of how you'll do an exam, how you'll do, you know, on a homework assignment, how you're doing a project, number 1, go to your professor's office hours. Your professor is there to help you. Do not feel like your professor is against you. Some of them will make you feel that way, but go to their office hours. Show them that you're giving effort into this assignment, whatever it is that you have to do, because if they see you and know your face, know your name, it could mean the difference between a C- and a D+. Go speak to your TA. Some TAs, I will not lie, are very useless. They're very useless. However, you can find that some TAs will actually be more helpful than the professor because they'll be able to answer your questions sooner and in a language that you understand, as opposed to all these technical blah 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 terms and you have to dissect it. Okay, number 3 is have a study group. If that class is really that challenging, I challenge you to have a study group. Make sure that you're with people who are at or above your level, because if you go with anyone who is way down here, who never went to class, who doesn't give a shit about the class, you're going to it's not going to help you. Make sure that you do all those 3 things. Go to professor's office hours, talk to the TA, get a study group. I guarantee you, if you do all those 3 things, when you get the exam, you'll be able to say, hey, I did everything I could do. So if I fail, it's because this professor's horrible and they're just going to have to curve the class. And it's always happened. I've never gotten anything lower than a B- on my transcript. Never. Live on campus if you can. It is very important to be around, to be forced to be around people who are different from you and your friends. You always want to be around your friends. Those are the people you chose to be around. That's why they're your friends. However, when you live on campus, it gives you an opportunity to deal with people who are unlike you. And that's very important, because in this world, period, in the workforce, you have to deal with people who are unlike you, who come from a different, completely opposite background from you. I felt it was very beneficial for me because I come from, you know, the suburbs, and, you know, the way that I thought about life in high school, I think is different now because I was forced to interact with people who were different from me. I learned so much from interacting with people who came from a different atmosphere, who had different beliefs. And it may seem challenging at first, but when you graduate, you will be so happy, because when you step out into this world to deal with people who are different, you'll know how to approach the situation calmly, and you'll know how to handle it. Also, don't live with your friends. If it can be avoided, I would caution you to live with your friends, because I've seen it all too many times. I'm not a first-hand witness because I did not want to put myself in that situation. But I've seen and I've heard that living with your friends, you will no longer have a friendship. If there's rare cases that it can work, or there's cases where you become friends with your roommate, but you weren't friends before then. But going into a situation with your friends, use caution, okay? You've been to your friends' houses, you know how they stay, you know how they live. If their room's dirty, they're not gonna clean that just because they live in with you, okay? So just avoid it if you can. Avoid it if you can. The last thing is to have fun. Seriously, have fun. College can be stressful. It can be stressful. It can be stressful. It can be a struggle. It can. It can wear you down and make you feel like, oh my God. But you'll get through it. You will. You'll get through it. I'm a strong believer that I'm always where I need to be when I need to be there. I am very strong on that. And college definitely showed me that. More than any other time in my life, college showed me to believe in that. So have fun. Don't go buck wild though. This is why I didn't live in the freshman dorms. I chose an alternative option because I felt like when people get to college and they've been kind of restrained in their household, their parents are very strict, and then they get this taste of freedom, they don't know what to do with it. So they kind of go crazy, just, you know, not going to sleep when they're supposed to, not doing their work, not going to class. You're paying for this. Someone is paying for you to go to school. Don't let that person down. Don't let yourself down if you're paying for it. Go to class. Do what you're supposed to do. But also have fun. You know, release every now and then. Because if you don't release, you'll be like me. I had like 3 or 4 breakdowns my first quarter of college. It was very, very overwhelming. Okay, it was very overwhelming. But I stuck with it. I've had the same major my entire 4 years. And I'm happy that I did. I definitely am happy that I did. And I'm happy that I took the time to release every now and then, okay? If you need to, scream. If you need to, cry. If you need to, you need to laugh. Still really hasn't hit me that I'm not going back to college. It still hasn't, but cherish it, okay? Cherish it because it's faster than high school. If you thought high school was fast, you ain't seen nothing yet. I want to thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, make sure to leave a comment below of another topic you would like me to rant about, because you know it's kind of my thing. I hope you all enjoyed this, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye!